Welcome to our historical segment on Westville, Indiana, and one of our beloved presidents, Abraham Lincoln. This is the route that Abraham Lincoln passed through.
On Monday, May 1st, 1865, the train passed through Whitestown, Lebanon, Thorntown, Colfax, Clarksville, and Lafayette, where it then headed north on the Monon Railroad. There, the train passed through towns like Tippecanoe Battleground, Brookston, Chalmers, Reynolds, Bradford, Francisville, Maderyville, St. Pierre, Kankakee, La Crosse, Wanata, and our very own Westville. And finally, it stopped in Michigan City.
Before heading on to Chicago and then Springfield, the nation's first presidential assassination came less than a week after the effective end of the Civil War. Hundreds of Northwest Indiana men fought, and in many cases died in the nation's bloodiest war. And the real and social wounds were still fresh as the train carrying Lincoln's casket and funeral entourage of 300 traveling mourners and dignitaries pulled into the region from Indianapolis. Accounts in the May 6, 1865 edition of the LaPorte Herald newspaper detail the train's reception by region mourners in both Westville and Michigan City. Women waved white flags of mourning trimmed in black crepe, and men removed their hats as the train passed Westville. The story notes, in Michigan City, the train pulled into the station under a massive evergreen and rose-accented archway, which stood 30 feet high and measured 20 feet wide. Banners within the archway, which were the handiwork of the ladies of Michigan City, carried messages of tribute, including Abraham Lincoln, noblest martyr to freedom, and with tears we resign thee to God and history. A Chicago correspondent who accompanied the train from Washington reportedly concluded of the train's precipitation in Northwest Indiana that a more thoughtful congregation has not been.
On April 21st, 1865, a train carries the coffin of assassinated President Abraham Lincoln leaves Washington, D.C. on its way to Springfield, Illinois, where he would be buried on May 4th. The train carries Lincoln's body traveled through 180 cities and 7 states on its way to Lincoln's home state of Illinois. Scheduled stops for the special funeral train were published in newspapers.
A steam locomotive pulling 9 cars clanked and hissed past 2,000 Westville mourners en route to Michigan City. 150 years ago, passing under archways ancient and warrants of evergreen and roses. On this day, back then, throngs of mourners lined the Monon Railroad tracks in LaPorte County, paying homage to slain President Abraham Lincoln as his funeral train completed its home stretch. In all, the train will pass through 108 cities during its 1,654-mile journey from Washington, D.C. to Lincoln's eventually tomb in Springfield. A special exhibit opened at 1 p.m. Sunday at the Maryville Ross Township Historical Society Museum retraced the route Lincoln's train took through Indiana, including the Michigan City funeral stop. It also includes a miniature model of the train.